What is up, guys? Welcome back to my live stream. Happy Wab Wednesday, everyone. So, I am basically going to break down how my surgery went, what covers are coming out, and everything like that. Let's get into it. So, hold on, y'all. I just want to shut off my TV. So yesterday morning, I was discharged from the hospital. Surgery went very well on Monday. Basically, what had happened with, as you guys know, I needed the operation to fix my little issue that I had. So my rod is perfectly fine. That's the most important thing. But the plate that I had bent in my arm. So basically what happened was the plate bent. I'm trying to see how well I can actually do this. Okay, so my plate is supposed to be, I'm using this as like a demonstration. So your plate's supposed to be straight. Mine went like this. Mine bent a little bit. So basically what happened is my plate bent because my arm started to bow. I know I'm early, guys. I'm sorry. I kind of wanted to jump on here real quick. But, so basically the plate ended up bending, and then my nerves got wrapped around the plate, so that's why my hand kept going numb. I'm trying not to move the other arm. So this is the arm that had surgery on it. My scar goes from here to about here. So I'm in a cast for about 2 whole weeks, and then hopefully I can go into a bivalve and then take it off. So surgery went really, really well. I'm actually going to pull up something for you guys. Hold on, wait a minute. So basically what is going on with my arm is it's finally fixed, thankfully. Hold on, guys, I gotta go down. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying here. So surgery went really, really well. It took longer than expected. It was only supposed to be a 2-hour surgery that turned into a 5-hour surgery, which was kind of a difficult thing to kind of put together in my own head of how everything went. Hold on, guys. Trying to find the x-ray for you all. Here we go. So I do not have an updated x-ray right now, but this is the x-ray. Hold on, guys. So this is the x-ray before surgery. I don't know how well you guys can actually see it. I don't think you guys can. But the plate got bent. Hold on, guys. Trying to dim my phone a little bit so you guys can actually see it a little bit better. I think you guys can see it better now. I don't know. But right here is the plate that is bent. Thankfully, they took it out. I got it all fixed. And then I did. So it took 2 hours to do. It was supposed to only be a 2-hour operation, turned into 5 hours because it literally took her an hour just to unwrap the nerves that were around the plate. So unfortunately, it did take a little bit longer. But I'm so happy that it worked, and hopefully it does work. I still have to keep my arm still for at least 2 weeks. So for the 2-week mark, I see her in 3 weeks for post-op. But the really crazy thing is, when I did my operation, they did, they gave me, the medicine that made me calm and relax right before the surgery. And I was so thankful that I had the team I did. They were all absolutely amazing. They all made sure that I was comfortable, that I was, relaxed before they did anything. So that was always the really that was something that I was really nervous about, was the actual surgery not working. Because if you guys have been here since day one, you guys know I've had multiple surgeries. But this one took 2 surgeries to fix completely. But at least now I can do this to it. At least this one I can, start functioning and things like that. So surgery went really, really well. What else was I going to say? I only had to stay one night, which was amazing. Last night I came home at like 5 o'clock yesterday. We would have been home sooner, but there was so much traffic because there was accident after accident after accident. So, of course, we had to wait for the accidents to get cleared up. And every, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, my mom would go, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, any bump she would hit, because I would go, because it would hurt so bad. But thankfully, surgery went really, really well. Recovery road now, which will be a 3-week recovery. And then, yeah, so, all right, let's get on to the covers. And then if you guys have any questions, just put them down in the comment section. So this week's cover is, oh snap, I already forget. Well, last week's cover was Queen and Mean. Last Friday's was Queen and Mean. And you guys actually really, really loved that cover. Which those were 2 of my favorite Disney Descendants songs from 3 and Descendants 2. So those were definitely my favorite things. Okay. So now we're going to go and look up what this week's video will be. So the first cover will be June 2nd, and it'll be Put You First, Bars and Melody. I've done a Bars and Melody song before. I did Teenage Romance. Go check that one out also. But yeah, so that came out really cool. And then I have to keep my arm I have to keep my arm like this for at least 2 weeks. So hopefully I can feel much better soon. But I'm very excited with how everything's going and how I'm feeling already. My PCA came in this morning, which is Brooke. You all have seen her on this channel before when we did the Rare Disease Day. She came in this morning and she said I look amazing. So, she's seen me with 4 different surgeries already, and she's been our PCA for almost 4 years. So she's kind of seen me go from happy, goofy to just leave me alone kind of moments. But it is really cool. So my scar literally goes from here to here. So I have to be careful. I can still shower, but I have to put a bag over the cast, which doesn't really mind. I really don't mind doing that. But yesterday, I was in a little bit of pain because, for all that do not know, when you have surgery, they fill you up with gas. So, your stomach hurts. My back was hurting because I had so much gas buildup. My chest was hurting. So my mom's like, you know what, we'll get you in bed. When we get home, we'll make dinner just so you can eat something, and then you can go right to bed. Which was amazing that I have parents that, even though I'm 23, still make sure that I'm fed and I have medication in me before I can actually go to sleep. But I usually sleep with, some stuffed animal on my bed or one of my American Girl dolls. I still kept my American Girl doll Hannah up on my bed. Just that way, I can't sleep and I can't get comfy, at least I have someone just to watch TV with. But surgery was a little crazy, but thankfully she got everything put together. So basically what she did was she took my muscle. So she had to take my muscle and my nerves and move them out of the way and then take the plate out. So what she did was she took my plate out, the old plate, made sure that the rod wasn't like in a different spot that it was supposed to be, which she was very happy that it stayed. And then she did the she put the plate in, which the plate goes from the top of my humerus to about my elbow. And she's like, I'm not giving you permission to do something stupid, but if you happen to injure your elbow, you're protected. It's kind of like this arm. If I ever injured my elbow or my wrist, I'm protected on this side. So whenever we have to have surgery, we obviously have to do pre-op. I did pre-op on Friday. I did my COVID test, my blood drawn, everything like that to make sure I was completely fine for surgery. And I was very, sorry guys, but I was very thankful that I did have surgery when I did. If I did not take June 14th date, I would have had to wait till the end of September. So it was either do it now or be in more pain until September. So when I made the decision to do surgery on that date, it was kind of a sad day too, because for all that do not know, my best friend passed away in a car accident on that day. So having surgery on his anniversary made me like a little sad, but at the same time, it made me feel better because I knew he'd be around me a little bit more. So, and I absolutely love that I have parents that are absolutely amazing, that do everything, that don't ever have a problem with helping me in the mornings or at night. So, if you all do not know, because I am a little person, I also have sleep apnea. So I have a CPAP next to my bed every night. And last night, the cord got wrapped around the pillow, and the cord kind of pulled the pillows off my bed, and my arm went with it. So I was in a little bit of pain last night for that. Thankfully, my mom and dad both came in here. My dad heard me crying, came in here. So did my mom. They both put my arm back up on the pillow. And like a normal, because it's very helpful to have my parents with me as much as I can. That's why I love that I live with my mom and dad. And I don't ever have to worry about, oh no, how am I going to do this on my own? Because I do live with my mom and dad and my brother, and my niece Ainsley. But it's absolutely amazing is we do these amazing things where, doing anything and everything that we do is absolutely perfect. And I love that I had help, and I do have help all the time. But doing it via surgery wise, it was really nice just to have my mom help me get ready in the morning, help me, get changed. And the minute I was told we were going home like a little while after I ate something for lunch, because they would not let me leave unless I ate something. So that way they could give me some pain medication. So I ate a burger with sweet potato fries and a drink. And it was just perfect because I was able just to relax and breathe and not be so stressed out. Oh, but I feel like doing the surgeries does stress me out a little bit, but not as much as when I was younger. It was absolutely amazing to come home last night and just sleep in my own bed, because everything is set up to my level in my bedroom, and it's also set up to everything that I need in my room. So that's always really amazing. But I absolutely love being home. and surgery went really, really well. Recovery road here, we're only 2 days out of surgery. Yeah, we're only 2 days out. So I feel a little bit better, but I really still need to rest as much as I can. I did do the nerve block, but I did the one-shot nerve block. I did talk to friends that have our condition, to nurses that deal with our condition, and it was just so easy. I do want to say thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Jean, for giving me the medical advice for it. My friend Michael's mom is a nurse that deals with our condition, and Michelle is absolutely amazing. She's always trying to, help me come up with different ideas for things. So that was really amazing. And yeah, so everything's going good right now. Still need to recover, but everything should be okay soon. All right, let's get into some questions now. Okay, first question is, hold on, I gotta turn up my brightness or else I can't read it, y'all. Whoops. All right, first question. How did you make the decision to do the surgery? Okay, so I actually wanted to leave the surgery questions for this live stream. So how did I come up with the decision to do the surgery? So if you all know, I was having the pain a while ago. It went away for a little bit, for I want to say a week. It went away. I was like, oh, maybe it's, just because it was really cold and it was raining. I was like, okay, maybe it's just the rain and cold that is affecting me. And this was in January when I started the pain. And I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's just, it was raining, it was cold. Maybe that's what it was. And then it came around February and it got 10 times worse. It got to the point where my hand was going numb. I couldn't control my arm. I was having spasms. Everything was just hurting. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll look into maybe I'll call Dr. Spencer and talk to her about doing an operation if I needed to. Or get an x-ray of it and see what's wrong. So we got the x-ray and it showed that I bent the plate. I was like, okay. She's like, I want to wait 6 weeks and see where we are at this point. I was like, okay, that works. So we waited 6 weeks and she messaged me at 4 weeks through the patient portal for Children's Hospital. And she asked if it was feeling any better. I said, no, it's feeling worse. And she's like, okay, well, when you come in for your orthopedic appointment, we will discuss that when we do. I was like, okay. So we went in. It was me, my dad, our PCA Brooke, and my niece. Because she had an orthopedic appointment the same time I did. So we were sitting there and my hand went completely numb. It was like I sat on my hand for 2 hours. So the plan was, okay, obviously it's not getting better. Obviously it's just getting worse. So we decided we were going to do the operation. It took about 3 weeks. Yeah, it took about 3 weeks after my appointment to get the call for what to do. So when the scheduler for Dr. Spencer for surgery called, and he said, okay, you either have to take June 14th or you have to take September 30th. That is all the appointments that we have. I was kind of hoping, okay, maybe it'll be in May, then I'll be good. But no. So we ended up doing June 14th. On June 11th, we went into the hospital and we did pre-op. And then we did after pre-op. Basically, I was on housebound. Basically, I was not allowed to leave the house whatsoever. I couldn't go get ice cream, out. I had to stay home because if I got sick, surgery would have been canceled. So I got told to stay in the house until the day of my procedure. So yeah. Okay. But the reason why I decided to do the operation was it wasn't getting better. If anything, it was just getting worse. Okay. Why did you not pick to do the other operation? So the other surgery would have been to break several bones in my arm. Excuse me. It would have been my humerus, my radius, my ulnar, my wrist, and my elbow. And I think they would have had to do my shoulder too. I'm not too sure. But she consulted some of the other doctors that I've had, and they all said it was way too dangerous. You know, these doctors have known me since I was a baby to 23 years old. So all the doctors that she talked to have known my body and everything like that since I was a little kid. So to get told, okay, if we break your arm, it might not heal right, and then we could start at square one again. We decided the best idea was just to replace the plate instead of having to do the big surgery. Okay. So one of the questions was, what did you do? Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm still trying to read this stuff. One of the questions is, what did your mom and dad do when you had to make the decision? Okay, so when I had to make the decision, remind you, I'm 23, so my parents can't make decisions for me anymore. But even when we were younger, about, I want to say 10, I want to say 12, maybe 11, maybe 12, my parents started asking us, what do you want to do? It's your body. So obviously when I had my big femur surgeries, or, I had my big fractures, obviously they had to make the decision to do the operations. But my mom and dad would always ask me, do you want to do this? Do you want to go through it? There was a lot of the times when I wanted to just throw in the towel and say I'm done and I don't want to do any more surgeries. But at the same time, if I didn't do any of the surgeries, I wouldn't be able to stand. I wouldn't be able to walk. I wouldn't be able to use my walker. I wouldn't be able to, move out of my bed without help. I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that I can do. And if I didn't get this arm repaired, I wouldn't have function in my hand. Because before I got the operation on this side, I couldn't even hold my phone in my hand. But now, I can do anything and everything with this. So, okay. Next question. Okay, so the next question is, how many surgeries have you actually had? So, as of Monday morning, it was 31. How many of them were actually routing surgeries? Okay, so that is a easier number, I think, than how many times have I broken. When I was younger, I've had 15 routing surgeries. But now that I'm a little bit older and I keep having to replace them, I've had 20 routing surgeries. Yeah, I've had 20 routing surgeries. From the age of 15 till about 23, I've had routing surgeries. How many surgeries have you had in the last year? So, in the last year, I've had this arm done twice. I had this arm done once, which is right now. And then I have both of my femurs done. Okay. Have you ever been broken around the holidays? The answer is yes. It seems every Christmas or every Easter, I seem to either have a cast on or I have a brace on. But yes, I have been injured during holidays. What is the hardest part of having your bone condition? I think the hardest part is people trying to understand that I look like there is something wrong with me, but my mom and my brother and my niece and my sister look like there's nothing wrong. So I think trying to explain to people that, our condition is real. There's times when I think people just are like, do 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 do, I'm not here. Do 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 do, la la la. No, it is really hard for people to understand, like, we really do have this bone condition and it is really severe. And yeah. Okay. What is one thing you wish you could change about yourself? Nothing. I love the way I am. I mean, if there was one thing I wish I could change, it's how much times I break and things like that. But other than that, I don't want to change anything. Okay. When you are injured, does it make your songwriting harder or easier? So when I'm broken, obviously, like, whether it's my hand, if it's my legs, obviously, like, I can still songwrite. But if it's my arms, like, I can't songwrite. So it is really hard. Okay. What is the longest you've ever spent in the hospital? I spent about a week. Yeah, I've spent a week in the hospital. But I was also in a coma at that point. So I think the longest I've ever stayed, like, when I'm fully awake, is like 4 days. And that's when I had the original femur surgeries. What has hardware in you? So my legs have hardware. So my femurs have rods. My tibias have rods, plates, and screws. And then this one has a rod, pin, plate, screw. Actually, there's 2 rods in this one. And then there's also cadaver bone in this one. And then on this arm is a wire, screws, and a plate. And then a whole bunch of pain. How is your pain tolerance? So I think because of how much we're always injured, I think we do have a high tolerance for pain. So, I mean, my pain tolerance is pretty high because of how much we're all injured and how much we're all broken. It's an easier. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, so. Okay. What do you do when you are bored and when you're injured? So either I play video games, either I play on my computer, I play on my phone, or I play on my iPad or something. I just kind of do something that keeps me distracted. Okay. How long does it usually take to recover from a surgery? Okay, so that usually can take anywhere from a month. The longest I think I've ever recovered from a surgery is like when I had both of my femurs done at the exact same time and my tibias, it was almost a year of recovery. So I had like 11 months of recovery because both femurs were 6 weeks and then both tibias were 6 weeks. So, yeah, I want to say it was like almost a year. It was like a week shy of being a year. Okay. How many times? This one's actually a really good question. How many times do you think you call your mom for help or your PCA? Actually, that's a really good question. I think I call my mom the most when it's nighttime. But during the day, I call my PCA in the room. Okay. So next question is, trying to find a good one. So one of the questions is, how do you film with an injury? So thankfully, because I usually pre-film, thankfully I don't have to film again until September, which I'll probably film at the end of August because I already have August pre-filmed and I have July pre-filmed. Thankfully, everything I do is I pre-film because I never know how our lives are. And it's just so much easier to pre-film because then I don't ever have to worry about trying to set up a camera one-handed. So that's why I pre-film. Okay. This is actually a really good question that I don't think I've ever answered. Why did you start your channel? Well, I started it as originally as music, and then I started doing like little things like Q&As, and then I started doing like, I did my first ever Q&A on this channel, which was really cool. And then I did, different things on this channel where I've done like the sibling tag, I've done the mother-daughter tag, I've done little things like that. I've done different kind of live streams. I've done everything, so that was really kind of cool. Okay. It's actually trying to think what I'm just going to read up this question. How long does it normally take you to move when you have surgeries? It depends on what it is. If it's my arm, it takes me if it's my arm, it only takes me a few minutes to move. But if it was my leg, it would take me a little bit longer because I would have to have someone hold the cast while I move. Thankfully, when it's my arm, I can kind of control holding it a little bit. But thankfully, I do have an amazing family and an amazing PCA, an amazing support team that helps me with everything. Okay. Listen, y'all should all know your girl Simmons her coffee in the mornings. Okay. Oh, this is actually a really good one. Because I kind of want to get off the surgery subject a little bit. What is your favorite thing to do as a YouTuber? Probably the live streams, because I like being able to kind of tell you guys like what's going on with everything. So that's always fun. Okay. How did you come up with your YouTube idea? So when I first started YouTube, I started in 2014. I started, I think, in May. Hold on, y'all. I can tell you when I started my channel. I started in I started 2014. I started May of 2014. Which is really kind of cool that I did start my channel at that point. So when I started my channel, the cool thing about my channel when I first started was I literally only had like one subscriber, and it was my mom. But as I started posting more and more and more, I started growing, which is really cool. And I absolutely love that I have, people that want to watch my channel. And I'm so thankful for everyone that does tune in every Wednesday for a live stream, and everyone that tunes in for every Friday for YouTube videos. My sister and my brother-in-law, they don't always watch the live streams, but they do always watch the actual YouTube videos. And I think that is absolutely amazing. And I love that my brother-in-law and my sister do support my channel. So, okay. Hold on, guys. I lost the question then. Okay, I found it again. Okay. What does a normal set list look for you guys? So a normal set list is usually like, it's normally kind of different. Like one day we'll do something different and then I'll change like my mind. So basically what I do for set lists is I always use my notepad. I don't know if you guys can see that. See, I use my notepad. So that way I can write down song tracks or something that I can actually use to. There we go. Oh, now it made me dark out. That was rude. But yeah, so that was the set list for this week's. For the next couple of months. Well, at least for the next 2 months. But yeah, let's go through the rest of the set list for you guys. I love that you guys are always trying to put up with some of my annoyingness on this channel. Hold on, guys. I'm going to show you guys something. Yes, so I started my channel in 2014. But I didn't start posting every week until about 2017. I mean, I would post like every other week, but it wasn't consistent as much as it is now. So when I first started my channel, I would post like once a month, maybe twice a month if I really felt like it. I didn't have a set schedule. And then I got, basically what I got was a computer from a family friend that actually they actually gave me a computer that had a camera on it that I could actually go live on my channel. So that's how live streams actually got started. Ow, sorry guys. I'm trying to find a different position. Because sometimes it gets uncomfortable after a little while of being inside the same position. So yeah, so I started doing live stream about a year ago when I got my first ever computer. When I got my first ever computer, it was so that way I could it was able to get like GarageBand. It was able to get like stuff to help me do music. But unfortunately, that computer ended up dying. So I was not able to do live stream for like a few days because I needed to get a new computer. But I ended up buying a brand new computer, which is my Google Chromebook, which I absolutely love my Chromebook. I use it every day. I sit here and I'll play like Facebook games or something. Just something to keep my mind preoccupied. And then I normally kind of try not to go. Normally, my niece would be getting ready for school at this point. But she is all done with preschool. She goes to kindergarten next year, which is very sad for Auntie. She makes me... I have one niece that's going into 4th grade, and then I got one that's going into kindergarten. Like, that makes me feel very old. And I'm only 23, and I already feel old. But it's so funny because the nurses that I've had and stuff in the past, they were all amazing. And the nurse that I had when I was in the operating room, she was so funny. And she was like, so, when did you graduate? I was like, oh, I graduated in 2017. She goes, oh, don't tell me that. That makes me feel old. Don't tell me that. And like, she was very sweet. And it was very nice to have. It was nice to have some stuff that. It was nice to have nurses that I've had in the past that have made me feel safe and have made me be calm and relaxed. But yeah, so actually I didn't bruise too bad with the IV this time. Normally my hand is like blown up, but yeah, I didn't do too bad this time. But the really, really cool thing about everything is don't ever be afraid to tell people how you feel about things in the hospital. I'm not one of those patients that is a pushover when it comes to my stuff. Like when they try to put blood pressure cuffs on me, I'm not allowed to have a blood pressure cuff unless I'm in the OR. So that way, in case if they break me, they can fix me right away. So they did that. They tried giving me one up on the floor. And I said, no, you cannot do them on me. No. They tried putting the compression ones on me. And I was like, no, that'll break me. I don't feel like staying here longer. I want to go home. So thankfully, we came home the next day from surgery. And it was very weird when we got home. Because I was very sore. I just wanted to go lay up in my bed and just relax. But the cool thing about it is we got home and I was able to just chill out, relax, and not be so stressed out. But I was very happy with everything. Okay. So, the next question. How often do you ever change songs for YouTube videos? Ooh. Quite often, actually. I've actually changed a full set list before filming everything. Because there was like 3 songs that I didn't like that I picked out. And I was like, no, we're not going to do this one. But it was really kind of cool to go and do tracks like what we did. And it was really cool. So, okay. When did you start using your camera to film for YouTube? So about a year ago, I've had a camera for a while. I was only using it for photography. You're free. But I have a friend that is a filmographer. And he's like, Haley, you can film on that camera, right? I'm like, no. He's like, no one ever told me. He's like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to film on it. So we used my best friend Nick as the, how would you put it? The sucker, I guess you would call it. He's not really a sucker, but he was the one that was like, you know what? I know what you need. So we ended up doing it completely. Hold on. I gotta scroll down a little bit. That's my alarm to tell me to start doing live, but I already went live a little bit earlier for you guys today. Where'd that one video go? Oh, here you go. So this is my friend Steven teaching me how to film. So this is my friend Nick.
The red button going. Yeah. So you're recording. And then video.
Yeah.
The red button going. Yeah. So you're recording.
So So after I figured out how to in order to do it, it was really cool. But I absolutely loved getting to do filming and things like that. And everybody actually asked a really good question, is how supportive is your dad for your YouTube channel? My dad is very supportive of anything us three kids do. So that is my dad. You guys have already seen my mom, but that's my mom and dad. For so whenever we have to do something, music or anything like that, my parents are both very supportive for anything. But that's my mom and dad. I love them both so very much, and I am very excited whenever, my dad's always telling people like, oh, my daughter has a YouTube channel, you should check it out. And it's amazing that my dad always supports me, my sister, and my brother on whatever we always decide to do. So it is always really cool to have that support from my parents. But the agreement was, when I started my YouTube channel in 2014, the agreement was schoolwork has to come first. Because I was still in high school. Actually, I just became in high school. I was a freshman in high school. And the agreement was my schooling has to come first before anything else. Whether it was Girl Scouts, whether it was choir, whether it was, YouTube, whether it was photography, whatever it was, my schoolwork had to come first. And being homeschooled, everyone thinks, oh, when you're homeschooled, no, you're sheltered. No, we're not. We did everything that a kid did in public school. We just did our schoolwork at home. But we still didn't just, people think, oh, when you're homeschooled, all you do is sit in front of the TV all day and say, oh, well, I did my schoolwork. No, you actually have to do bookwork and send it into the town that you live in. So when we did homeschooling for anything, my mom put us in a homeschool group called Pilgrim's Progress Homeschool Group. I was the first one to go into Pilgrim's Progress because I was the first one to be homeschooled. So, and then I got pulled out of public school in 2nd grade due to the school that I was in was not taking care of me very well and was leaving me broken in my wheelchair and was not calling my mom and dad to tell them anything. So that's why I got pulled out of school. And then my sister got pulled out in high school. She got pulled out her freshman year. So she got pulled out in 9th grade because the school, again, was not taking care of us properly. And she was getting pushed down the stairs every day. Not that kids were being rude and cruel and trying to hurt her. They were just trying to get to their classes on time. So they wouldn't let my sister leave early, and it was a very hectic time. And then my brother got pulled out in 7th grade because they would not do the accommodations that my sister was supposed to have for my brother. So we all got homeschooled. I was the first one to be homeschooled. So it was kind of like my mom went from only having one home to having all three home. And my mom had 3 different grades that she had to do. My mom was bouncing back between 5th grade to no, I was not in 5th grade. I was in I got held back. So I was my brother was in, I was in 5th grade because my brother and me are 2 years apart. So my brother was in 7th grade. And so my mom's going back from 5th grade to 7th grade to 9th grade and then going back to 5th grade. Like my mom was bouncing back between all of us. And I was very thankful because we had a PCA at the time that was also homeschooling her children. And we were all within the same kind of area. So our PCA would do her oldest two and me, and then mom would do my brother and my sister's homework with them. So it was amazing because me and my friends were only like one grade off of each other. But it was just so amazing that we had a PCA at the time that, yes, was homeschooling her children. So my mom had another teacher in the house. So it was kind of cool. But my mom had a sticker on her van at the time that said, "I'm not talking to myself. I'm having a parent-teacher conference," which I thought was funny. But it was really cool to be homeschooled because when I was injured or if I had a surgery, I wasn't missing out on school. My school books came with me in the hospital. So that was always really cool. Okay. What is one thing that you miss about being homeschooled? Doing the cooperative classes. I miss doing those. I absolutely loved it because we did a cooking class. We did all these amazing things. And it was just so much fun. So that's one thing I miss about being in school is the cooperative classes. And then also doing the dances. And another thing was the graduation ceremonies. I do miss doing those because I miss doing the watching all my friends graduate and then also doing performances at the end of every one of them. So that was really cool. Okay. When did you know? Sorry, y'all. When did you know you wanted to start a channel? I knew I wanted to start a channel, but the thing that was kind of weird is I didn't have a device first to film on. And then I got an iPad from one of my cousins. I got an iPad and I was able to start filming. I was able to start filming and I was able to start doing stuff that I liked. So that was really cool. Okay. How long does it normally take for you to get up and start editing? Okay, so whenever I film, so I usually film on like a Friday or a Thursday or even on a Saturday. It kind of just depends on when we're doing that weekend. But normally I film on Fridays because my niece is in school, so which she's out now, so no more filming on Fridays. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so I film on like Fridays because it was easier. She's at school all day, so I could film and edit without her coming in here going, hey, what you doing? So it's kind of funny. But yeah. So I usually film and edit on the same day, and then I post them on the same day. So after they get edited, they get put right up on my channel. Okay. How do you make your thumbnails every week? Okay, so I'm going to actually show you guys something real quick. So there is an app that I have on my computer. I don't know if I can pull it up on my phone. It's called Banner. Okay, that's weird. It's not pulling up, guys. I'm sorry. Some odd reason it's not pulling up, which is really weird. But basically the thing that I have is called Banner. It's on my computer, And I love that I can actually do the really, really cool stuff with it. And I love that it actually gives you like a whole bunch of like backgrounds, so you don't have to ever worry about a background to your channel or something like that. So that's always really, really cool. And you can also make banners for your actual channel, which is really cool. I've done that before a few times. But yeah, so I absolutely love that. And I love getting to make YouTube channels and YouTube videos and things like that. So that's always really, really fun. What time is it? All right, I'm going to end in a few minutes, guys, just so I can actually go rest for a little bit. Okay. So we're going to do the questionnaire for you guys to find. This actually is my mom's idea for helping me come up with YouTube ideas for you guys. So I want you guys to go back to the trying to find one that you guys can actually look for. Oh, this is actually a really good one. Okay. I want you guys to go back to my channel. And this is like a really weird kind of video. But I want you guys to go back into my channel. And I would like you guys to go and look up. I'm trying to think what cover I'm going to make you guys go look for. I don't know what cover I'm making. I'll figure it out. So basically, I want you guys to go back and look at the cover. The cover for, let's see, what cover am I going to have you guys go back for? I want you guys to go back to the cover of I want you guys to go back to the cover of Take a Bow Rihanna and tell me what color shirt I have on. So go back on my channel and go watch that. I love you guys, and thank you so much for always being here for my channel. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Actually, I do want to point out something. There will be no live stream next Wednesday. So the Wednesday afterwards. So you guys will have my channel back on. I'll come back on live stream on. Hold on, I gotta look. Because we're not going to be here. I'm coming back on the 30th for a live stream. So that's the next live stream you guys will have. And then schedule will pick up back to normal after that. Just because I'm going on a family vacation, so we're not going to have Wi-Fi, which means I can't take my computer to do a live stream for you guys. I might actually just post an actual video without my intro or my outro, just so you guys have something special. But I do love you guys so, so, so very much. Thank you for all the well wishes that I did get on my channel. And last week before I went into surgery, I was reading all of your guys' comments with my mom on the ride up. And my mom even said, like, you guys are absolutely amazing. You guys are always trying to put together a simple thing for me. And I love you guys so very much. Spread love and positivity around the world, and I will let you guys. And I love every single one of you. But I do have something I do want to read before I do end. Every positive thought is a silent prayer that will change your life forever. I hope you guys do love that. And another thing is, be different. Come on. Be strong, be different, be you. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you guys in the live stream when I come back on the 30th. I love you guys, and bye, everyone.